Hi, I'm Sal DiVincenzo from the Middle Country Public Library podcast, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 44 of our History Bites series. Today we will be discussing the history of Walt Disney World, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary as one of the most visited tourist attractions in the world. Walt Disney's original theme park, Disneyland, opened in the summer of 1955 in Anaheim, California, with great success. The park attracted mostly tourists on the West Coast, but Disney wanted to reach as many people as possible, especially those living east of the Mississippi. He was also disappointed with the businesses that sprung up around Disneyland after it had opened, businesses which he obviously had no control over. Wanting to have more space and a buffer between his property and the outside world, he began searching for land that could hold all his ideas and then some. In the early 1960s, the Disney Company began scouting for locations. One place in particular that was showing great potential was Central Florida. While flying over land outside of Orlando, Disney noticed the new Interstate 4 and Florida Turnpike within close proximity to the airport. Considering its relatively close reach to major cities in the central and eastern U.S., along with its temperate climate and huge swaths of undeveloped land, Walt found the spot for his new park, which internally became known as the Florida Project. In late 1964 and early 1965, the Walt Disney Company began purchasing tracts of land just west of Orlando in Bay Lake, Florida. In order to keep others from purchasing land or landowners from raising prices, Disney created a number of dummy corporations to buy the land. In all, the Walt Disney Company was able to purchase just over 30,000 acres of land, which equals 48 square miles. Because of their ability to remain relatively anonymous, they were able to get the land at amazing prices for the time. When the local papers started printing rumors that Disney was buying up land in Central Florida, land prices suddenly increased. But by then, Disney had already secured the land that they needed for Walt's vision. The Florida Project would officially be announced to the world in November of 1965. In a press conference that included Walt's brother Roy and then Governor of Florida Hayden Burns, Walt made his intentions known: to build an East Coast version of his Disneyland theme park, along with resort hotels, a golf course, campsite, recreational facilities, conservation area with nature preserve, and a shopping district. Additionally, Walt planned what at the time was considered one of the most ambitious civil engineering projects in the U.S., Epcot, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, a master planned city which would include, quote, commercial, residential, industrial, and recreational centers connected by a mass multimodal transportation system, end quote. Epcot, in its original intended form, would never come to pass. Sadly, Walt Disney died of lung cancer in December 1966, before he could see his Florida project become a reality. His brother Roy, who since the inception of the company was the man behind the scenes who helped get the financial backing for most of Walt's projects and ideas, would take the reins and finish what Walt started. Construction began in earnest in the spring of 1969. The first park to be constructed was the Magic Kingdom. One of Walt Disney's issues with Disneyland was that when an employee, known as a cast member in Disney park terms, would either start or finish their shift, they would have to walk through areas that may not match the uniform that they were wearing at the time. For example, a cast member walking from the employee break room to their shift in Tomorrowland may walk through Frontierland, two completely different themed areas. Walt hated that his guests might catch a glimpse of a cast member in a futuristic costume walking through the Old West. To address this problem, the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World was technically built on the second floor. Utilidors, or an underground tunnel system that consists of offices, passageways, break rooms, and more, was built first, and then the rest of the park built on top of it. This allows cast members to move about the park below the guests. It also allowed the park's huge staff of cleaners and maintenance workers the ability to move garbage and carts to their proper disposal points without guests ever seeing it. Construction of the Magic Kingdom and surrounding resort hotels, including the novel-designed Contemporary Resort, in which the rooms were built off-site and then placed into the superstructure like drawers, and the Polynesian Resort, the South Seas-themed resort which sits on the man-made Seven Seas Lagoon, was completed and opened 50 years ago in October of 1971. The Magic Kingdom saw 10,000 guests visit on opening day, and while it was much less than the company anticipated, the park quickly filled to capacity in the coming weeks. The Magic Kingdom was similarly designed like its predecessor Disneyland in California, in a hub-and-spoke format, but it was much larger and much spread out. It was divided into 6 themed lands: Adventureland, Fantasyland, Frontierland, Liberty Square, Main Street USA, and Tomorrowland. The centerpiece of the park is the 189-foot Cinderella Castle. The park was officially dedicated 3 weeks later by Walt's brother Roy.
Walt Disney World is a tribute to the philosophy and the life of Walter Elias Disney, and to the talents, the dedication, and the loyalty of the entire Disney organization that made Walt Disney's dream come true. May Walt Disney World bring joy and inspiration and new knowledge to all who come to this happy place. A magic kingdom where the young at heart of all ages can laugh and play and learn together. Dedicated this 25th day of October, 1971.
Roy O. Disney passed away just 2 months later. Walt Disney's vision of having the blessing of size to fit all his ideas continued after his and Roy's death. While the original concept of Epcot never materialized, Disney continued to expand their properties. Soon after opening the Magic Kingdom, plans for Walt Disney World's second gate, Epcot, took hold. In 1979, the company began construction. It took 3 years to build Epcot, whose original concept was a permanent World's Fair. It opened on October 1st, 1982. The world began to expand throughout the late 80s and 90s. 14 new resort hotels were built. A third gate, Disney's MGM Studios, now known as Disney's Hollywood Studios, opened to great fanfare in the spring of 1989. And in 1998, Disney World opened their fourth theme park gate, Disney's Animal Kingdom. During that time, Disney opened 2 water parks, an expansive miniature golf course, and greatly expanded their shopping complex, Downtown Disney. As the millennium approached, Walt Disney World would see over 100 million visitors per year, and those numbers were growing. 9 more resort properties opened in the early aughts. There are now 36 resort hotel properties at Walt Disney World, including a number of Disney Vacation Club timeshare properties. Disney World has over 30,000 hotel rooms, over 400 cabins, over 750 campsites, and over 3,000 timeshare units. There are 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, the Disney Springs Shopping and Entertainment District, and a vast transportation system that includes ferries, boats, monorails, buses, trams, and most recently, the Disney Skyliner, a gondola system that runs between hotels and Epcot and Hollywood Studios. In honor of Disney World's 50th anniversary, Disney started the world's most magical celebration on October 1st, 2021, which will run for 18 months. And as much as I would love to continue chatting about Walt Disney World, this is History Bites, after all, and just a brief look at the vacation destination. If you'd like to learn more about the fascinating history of Walt Disney World, check out these great books in our collection and listed in the description below. I'd like to thank you all for joining us for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, click like, and if you watched it on YouTube, hit subscribe. Thanks so much, and we'll see you real soon.